There's just a lot of good synergy that happens at these conferences. And I know several people that attended our conference that are now business partners. Hello and welcome to Pillars of Wealth Creation, where we talk about creating financial success with a special focus on business and real estate. I'm your host, Todd Dexheimer. Now, let's get to it. Hello and welcome back to Pillars of Wealth Creation. I'm your host, Todd Dexheimer. With me, as always, on these Wednesdays, we got Matt Jones. Matt, how are you doing today?
I'm having a wonderful day. How are you doing, Todd?
Oh, man, I'm doing fantastic. Man, it's just, it's been a crazy, wild last, I don't know, few months. I, I've been taking the abundance mindset, and the abundance mindset has been really paying off for me. So abundance is great. It's been amazing. It's been stressful though too, but you know, life is good, man. I love what I do every day. That's why I say every day is a Saturday, because it really is. Every day I enjoy the journey. Some days are very challenging, and some days are very exciting and fun, and some days are both.
Yep, I hear you. I mean, I think with real estate investing, there's like a mix of the drudgery where you're just doing the repetitive stuff, but at the same time, it's really rewarding when you can see the fruits of your labor really pan out.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a anytime I think being an entrepreneur, especially if you don't have business partners, but even if you do, it's people you'll hear people say it's lonely at the top. And there's definitely some truth to that. There's times where it's like if you have a bad day, it's not like you can hand it off to somebody else, or it's not like you can just punch to the clock, and go home. And quite frankly, that's why some people don't want to be entrepreneurs. Like there's a lot of people that don't want to have to think about their work after they punch out. They just want to punch out, be done. That's it. And you can't do that as an entrepreneur. You can't just punch out and be done. So
Yep. At the same time, I think there's a lot of support within the world of real estate investing. I mean, you know,
yeah,
I
for sure.
I when I first started out, I did everything on my own, and it was terrible. But when I started networking, meeting people, and learning from other people, things really started to take off.
Yeah, there is that for sure. I mean, yeah, definitely. I was the same way. I tried to do it all, and you can only get so far trying to do it that way. And so, yeah, finding the right people and the right systems and all that kind of stuff can definitely help a lot. And I shouldn't say you can't punch out. Like I punch out a lot more than I ever did before when I was trying to do everything myself. And as I build the business, I can. One of the best things that you know the clock punchers, um, they don't get to just go whenever. So it can be 1 o'clock, and I'm like, I'm gonna go for a run right now, or we can just plan a vacation pretty much on the whim, and go for a week or 5 days or whatever we want. So there's that too. That's super nice about being an entrepreneur.
Yep. And one thing I'm really excited right now is the upcoming North Star Real Estate Conference, which we had to do virtual this past year because of the pandemic, but it's going to be in person. I am pumped for it because the last one that we had in person was amazing.
Yeah, I agree. It's crazy to think that was 2 full years ago, right? It was 2019. Um, it's just crazy to think that it's been that long. So we did it in 2019. It was amazing, like you said. We had a ton of great speakers. We had a ton of people in attendance. I think the room was about 150-ish people, if I remember right.
Mhm.
We're hoping to have more people this year, and it's crazy to think though, because we were planning on having the North Star Real Estate Conference. We were gonna switch it to the spring, and so we were gonna do a 2020 spring conference. And of course, we all know what happened. Um, COVID came, and I was in utter denial that our conference was going to get canceled for a virus. Like, what were you talking about? How would that happen? That was, I remember a couple of people saying, well, you're not going to be able to have this conference. And I'm like, yes, yeah, we are. What are you talking about? I had one of my speakers canceled on me. I'm like, what are you canceling? Like, this conference is still going to happen. And now, like, in hindsight, I'm going, well, of course it's not going to, like, of course it wasn't going to happen. Like, we are a long ways away from that, and we're still in this thing. Now, it's a lot has changed, but um, so we postponed it to do it in the fall of 2020. And same thing, you know, it was definitely roaring, and so we ended up doing it virtual, like you said. We talked about doing it in April again of 2021, and ultimately decided, nah, let's wait. And we're going to do it in the fall. So here we are doing it in the fall. We picked we picked a venue that I think we'll be able to do a lot with. Great venue. So excited definitely to be having this conference, bringing in some amazing speakers, doing a ton of great networking. I think it's going to be a fantastic conference, a conference that's really, um, it's conferences are great because it's like a meetup on steroids, right? You got a lot of committed people. You got a lot of opportunity to have foreign business partnerships, find investors, um, invest in other people's deals. Just find other people on your team. There's just a lot of good synergy that happens at these conferences. And I know several people that attended our conference that are now business partners.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, the speakers, the presentations are top notch, but it's the networking that I think people get the real value out of. Like you say, finding potential partners or potential investors or
Yeah.
people that you can help and they can help you in return.
Yeah.
Uh, and so you started this conference in 2019 out of, I guess, just from scratch, essentially. And there's plenty of other conferences out there. What made you decide to just start your own conference?
Well, there was nothing local. There was nothing close by. And so I wanted to bring something to Minnesota. I know there's a lot of real estate investors in the state, so I wanted to bring something local. Um, and the other thing, quite frankly, is I wanted to continue to build my brand and my platform. And I thought having a conference would be a great way to do that. Bring in a lot of other experts and just have a good time to be able to learn and network and grow. So it's really, and there's other reasons, right? So, I mean, all the reasons. So build my network, build my platform. So build my network. I wanted to meet great people. I wanted to meet people in Minnesota. I want to meet people from all over the country. And why not bring them here, to be able to meet them, right? So networking, huge. Finding other people to do business with, finding investors, it's just finding people that are in the industry that, quite frankly, I can talk to and relate to and have good conversation with. So that's a huge reason. Um, and finding deals. Um, yeah, really, I guess bringing value. So that's why.
And the three core principles of the conference is connect, learn, and succeed. And what you just said really speaks to that, where you're connecting with people, potential investors or partners. You're learning from the presentations, learning from each other who's at the conference, and then succeeding is what taking the information and the network that you build at the conference out into real life to take action upon it and make money and make a difference in the world.
Yeah, and that's the last part is the most important part and probably the most difficult part, right? Because a lot of people will come to the conference, they'll get all pumped and motivated, and they'll be ready to roll, and then they do nothing. And so that's where I want to see people actually succeeding. I want to see people taking action, and so we try to make sure we're putting a lot of things in the conference to help people take action and help people really succeed after the conference as well.
But what advice do you have for people who are going to attend the conference so that they can get the most out of it?
Well, first off, I would tell everybody to really come with a purpose, right? So I don't want you just to come and see what's going to happen. I don't want you just to come and go, I hope I get something out of this. No, that's up to you to get something out of this. So I want you to come with a purpose. Is your purpose to learn? Okay, great. So what are you going to do to be able to maximize your learning? You bring your notes, you bring your computer to type, you're going to ask good questions, that type of stuff. I think everybody needs to come with the purpose of meeting people. So one of the things that I tell people to do, I don't want you to be the business card ninja that goes around and throws your business card at everybody and doesn't get to know anybody. So what I would challenge everybody that's coming to the conference, in any meetup, quite frankly, is to figure out what your purpose is, what you're trying to get to, where you're at, understand that, and meet the type of people that you need to meet, figure out who you need to meet. And I don't want you to meet, again, I don't want you to meet 100 people. I want you to meet 5 people. It's a 2-day conference. I want you to meet 5 or at the most 8 people. Now you're going to meet others, right? You're going to meet 10, you're going to meet 20, you're going to meet 50, but I don't want you to try to build a relationship with 50 people. What I want you to do is build a relationship with 5 people, at the most, maybe 8, right? I want you to get their business card. I want you to actually get their phone number and put it in your phone. I want you to connect with them on LinkedIn and Facebook and Instagram and whatever. I want you to comment on their posts. I want you to IM them. I want you to actually get to know those people and form relationships with them. That's, I think, how you're going to get the most value out of this conference or any other conference, any other meetup, is to truly get to know people.
And I think the best way to do that is by finding how you can add value to them first. Because
Yeah.
if you approach it by trying to just take whatever you can from them, seeing how you can take advantage of them or get something from them, I mean, that really puts people off. But if you approach it with like, hey, I see you have a need for this thing and I can help you with that, or I can connect with you with somebody else who can, that really will draw people to you.
Right. Yeah. Hey, Matt, what are you trying to get out of this conference? Right. That's a great question to ask people, because then they're telling you what they're trying to get out. Oh, I really want to do multifamily syndication. Oh, I do too. Right. Wow. You're a perfect person to meet. Or I'm trying to learn this. Oh, wow. Me too. Well, you know what? I'm a house flipper. I want to learn how to flip houses. Well, maybe you have no interest in that. So that's a person you go, okay, that's really cool. And go meet the next person. Right. So I don't mean to tell you to be rude to somebody, but at the same time, if you're not going to have any kind of synergy, don't spend a lot of time with them. Meet them, be cordial, be nice, but find the right people that are going to add value to you, and you're going to be able to add value to them.
And some great advice about networking that Kevin Amalsh gave me one time is that it's not the conference where you exactly bridge the connections. It's the whatever the meeting after the meeting. So if people are gonna gather for some happy hour afterwards, attend that. That's where there's fewer people and you can build stronger connections. And if there's another get together after that, that's where you want to be because there's going to be fewer people yet, and you can really grow close to people and help them and understand them and have that lasting relationship that's going to mean something.
Yeah, agree 100%. Yeah, spend that extra time. Go to, you got lunch breakouts. We're gonna have lunch in house, but sit at the same table as people for lunch. Dinner, go to dinner with them. Figure out how are you gonna make better connections with the people that you want to connect with.
And so, what is the theme of this conference?
Cash flowing real estate. So we're going to talk anything cash flowing real estate. We're going to be talking about multifamily. We're going to be talking about syndication. We're going to be talking about joint ventures. We're going to be talking about smaller multifamily. By smaller, I mean, 20 unit buildings. We're going to talk about big multifamily, but big multifamily, I mean like 500 unit buildings. we're going to hit on all kinds of commercial, industrial, office, retail, warehouse, which is basically industrial, um, senior assisted living. So we're going to hit kind of the whole gamut of commercial real estate, of cash flowing real estate. Um, so if you want to learn about how do you buy, how do you raise money for, how do you operate cash flow in real estate, this is a good conference. If you want to learn how to flip houses, this is not a great conference for you.
Yeah, I see flipping houses as more of a job than an actual business or more.
Yeah, and it's just not what we're going to focus
Yeah,
on. I mean, I don't want to try to cover everything in the conference, and it's flipping houses. Although I've done a lot of it, and quite frankly, I'm doing one right now. It's just not like the big passion and focus of mine. So I'm not going to spend the time on it.
that's fair. I mean, cash flow is a beautiful thing. Cash flow cures all ills. Like even if there's a downturn or trouble with market or with your property, if it still cash flows, then you can ride it out.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. Markets go up and down, but if you can cash flow, real estate always goes up.
Mm.
So. Mhm.
Excellent. So what else do people need to know about the conference? You said it's in Minnesota.
Yeah, October 7th and 8th in beautiful, sunny, warm, kind of warm Minnesota. So, yeah.
Yeah, it'll be October 7th and 8th. I think the weather will be pretty pleasant, really temperate, and we have a beautiful place that we're doing at the conference center over at Mystic Lake.
Yeah.
So high quality place there.
Yeah, North Star Unlimited.live, I think is the website, Matt. You can put that in the show notes, but people can get tickets for it there. So I'd love to see people at the conference. It's going to be great. Like I said, there's going to be a ton of great speakers. I'm going to speak on a couple different topics. I'm going to speak on assisted living, kind of what we've been doing in that space and why it's a great space. Bring my business partner into. We'll probably just do a fireside chat type of thing between my business partner and I, just have a conversation about assisted living and what's going on in the market. I'm bringing some newer investors in that have been doing just a few deals, but they're fairly new and they're aggressive. So it's going to be a great motivating panel with these newer investors, and you get to see how they've gone from doing either really small properties or nothing, quite frankly, to all of a sudden doing really big deals. So one of the guys I'm bringing on, honestly, the very first property he did was a 120 unit apartment building.
Wow.
Okay. Bringing in a gal who went from, being a realtor, doing a couple small deals to, again, partnering with people and doing very big deals. So there's that. We're covering asset management. I've got a doctor coming in that is a real estate investor. He's got a practice, and he's built an amazing portfolio while also being extremely busy with his practice as well. So you get to learn, like, how does he juggle this full-time high demand practice along with being a real estate investor that's got like 4,500 units. So you get to hear from him. We've got somebody coming in talking about lifestyle investing. She's done a lot of Airbnbs and other things, and she's going to talk about lifestyle investing. So you get a lot of great speakers talking about different topics that I think are going to be really cool, really fun to hear about.
So this sounds like a lot of it's also about mindset of scaling, of seeing like how you can go from from small to big and really get what you want out of real estate.
Yeah, and we'll hit on that too. I got a speaker coming in that's going to be hitting on mindset. Talks to a lot of people about mindset. He's an investor himself. He's got a podcast that talks about mindset. So, yeah, a lot of various topics that are going to help people get to the next level.
Excellent. And I think tickets are half off right now, just for a few more days through Sunday, August 15th, and then they're going to double in price after that.
Yep. So get your ticket now.
Yeah.
Well, or don't, or just wait. We're fine with you paying more.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else people need to know?
No, I think that's good.
All right. Thanks, Todd.
Yeah, man. All right. You have a fantastic rest of the day. Make every day Saturday.
Sounds good. You too.
Hey, thanks so much for listening. I appreciate you being a loyal listener. Say, I would love to have you go on to our Facebook page and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. Go on to iTunes or wherever you listen and give us a rating and review. Don't forget to subscribe. Your rating and review just helps us push this out to more and more people and continue to grow our audience and hopefully positively affect a ton of people out there that really need this and want this. So the other thing I've got for you is a free ebook on my website. So go on to venturedproperties.com, and download our free ebook on real estate and on syndication. And I've got some data points in there, some really good stuff for you. So I'd love to have you take a look at that. It's free. I'm not expecting anything from it. And also, look, if you want some help in multifamily, want some help learning, growing, getting your business off the ground, I would love to talk to you about what it would look like to work with me potentially and see if that's a good fit. So you can go to coachwithdex.com and check that out, and we can definitely have a call. Thanks a lot for listening. You make it a fantastic rest of the day. I'll catch you on the next episode.